Welcome back to the Psychic Show. Now, before the break, Maria and Robin took a closer look at the astro chart and the palm of a mystery celebrity. They said he was a practical joker with a twinkle in his eye. So, do either of you have an idea who this person might be? Robin?
Well, I thought he might have been Michael Flatley, but this...
A little... little twinkle toes.
Yeah, twinkle toes, but he's probably more slick with his tongue than he is with his feet, although we'd like to think he was a good footballer as well. The other thing is, too, he's very expressive, showy, an Irish charm about him, charm the bees, pebbles in your football boots is what I've got here.
Right, OK. Practical joking, yeah. Maria?
I've got to say he is a cheeky charmer, and I would say women are drawn to him. I think we see him every day on our television screens, and I think he works in tandem with a sidekick.
Go on, who do you think?
I've got to say, I think it's Eamon Holmes.
Really?
Absolutely. There's only one man with a chart like this.
OK,
a cheeky
well, I
charmer.
think we should find out without much further ado. Let's find out as we welcome the man who always wakes me up in the morning, Eamon Holmes.
Wow. Spooky.
Incredible, come in.
A shiver went down my spine there, Mary, with that. Robin?
Hiya, cheeky chappy.
Wow.
How
can you tell you're Irish? How can you tell your nationality from your palm?
Well, I can tell you now, the fullness of a hand denotes a sort of expressive quality, and yours are incredibly large, and that often shows a powerhouse. You look at me.
I've hands the same size as the girls. Mum's are smaller than hers. Look.
Not the length of your fingers, the chunky bits underneath, ones around your thumb.
Oh, yes, this bit.
And they are very large. In fact, they're very similar to jazz musicians and blues musicians and singers.
Ah, I can do none of that.
That's a shame.
But you are a wordsmith, though, obviously. We got that bit.
Yes,
Oh, you're very
Some
much
may
so.
disagree with you on that, but...
And you like a good practical joke, keen perception.
Mary, that is amazing. Ever since I was a youngster at school, all I've been into is practical jokes.
Yes.
I'm a mischief maker.
But you know what I
absolutely.
found really interesting, Eamon, in your chart is that you might dig yourself into a hole, but there's an angel on your shoulder ready to hand you that shovel to help you dig yourself out when you're right in there.
You obviously watch GMTV every morning then, do you?
Yes. Pebbles in your football boots, you've ever done that?
No, wouldn't have been good enough to play football, but I have to say, really fancy myself as a
Yeah.
tactician and a manager. I would love to be. I fancy all that chewing gum business and looking at your watch and arguing with the referee.
Looks
and whatever.
impressive, but you know, we all know you love your football.
Yeah,
Big
I'm very,
kick.
very passionate about football. I'm passionate about a lot of things.
Interestingly enough as well, you are a fire sign, and fire is ruled by the colour red, and I've got to say, you support the right team,
There's only
definitely,
one
obviously.
United,
Exactly.
Exactly.
What about any
I like red, it looks very well on you.
What about any dates that you might have for Eamon?
Yeah, I've got to say, I've gone right back in your chart, because obviously nobody really knows about your early years. And I felt, around about the age of 5 and 6, there was quite a lot of activity going on in your chart. You're quite a youngster at that time. You may not remember. I'm going to then move on to 87
Good
to
or bad
90.
activity?
Bit difficult, really. It wouldn't have been that easy for you. I picked up on some, what I call challenging aspects around you.
My grandmother died
Yes.
then, my maternal grandmother, Granny Fitzsimmons, and that would have been a very sad time because I was
Yes.
very, very close to
Very
her.
good. And it would have been quite difficult for you, quite challenging.
Yeah.
My next date was 87 to 90. This was a major time for you.
I moved from Ulster Television in Belfast to the BBC in Manchester here, and it was network programming.
You know, what I picked up on there was breaking away from what was safe and secure, taking a leap of faith into the unknown.
And look what happened.
You know, were you going to sink or were you going to swim?
Can I just ask, though, because I would have presumed that you would have quite a healthy scepticism about this sort of thing, but having spoken to these two, what do you make of it now?
I have a healthy scepticism, yeah. You do lock in on the things that you want to hear about yourself, but like I heard, I think was it Mary saying he likes a glass of red wine. I don't drink.
You like a bit of good food.
Well, I say that I don't drink, but I can be persuaded in the right company. You know what I mean? And then, you know, but it doesn't take much to get me going.
Would you
Can I
say-
take you back
What about
to
Robin?
Can I take you back to age 24? Because that was one of your
That
first
was, what,
breaks.
6 years ago? Yeah.
A cheeky charmer.
Yeah. Age 24.
Yeah.
These lines in your hand indicate that that's when you really realised you could go into the theatrical world full time.
Theatrical world.
Well, you are
yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I mean, yes, I was 25 when I was transferred, as it were, from, I suppose it was like local football to national. I suppose that's the way you see it. I always do see TV, and what we do is like being a footballer and
Premier
having the life
League
of a
and
footballer.
First League,
Yeah, all that sort of thing. So, yeah, absolutely, that's when that leap happened.
Any quick questions for these guys?
What's the future hold? We all want to know that.
Well, I've got, on your birthday this year, you have got a new moon, and we've been talking about new moons on your birthday. They don't occur very often, but they mark a major year of significance, a new beginning, a new start. Added to this, we've got Jupiter there, ready poised to help you, give you your guardian angel, push you on to new ventures. I've got to say, I feel as though you could be looking at your life and saying, is this all there is to my life at the moment? I want to move on and do something new. If you're thinking that, take this year as the opportunity to reach out and do it.
Reach out and do it, Eamon. There you go. That's the last word, I'm afraid. Thank you so much for joining us. Lovely to see you.
Thank you for being my guardian angel.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eamon Holmes.